Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel where we discuss all things narcissism, and this video is to explore more about why it is difficult to cut communication off with a narcissistic person and why communication does not work with a narcissistic person. When it comes to dealing with narcissistic people, they are full of that charismatic charm to pull you into their games. And then anything that doesn't sit right with you, anything that doesn't feel right, anything that you're not happy with, that you just try to communicate with them about, to gain that understanding of each other and that awareness of each other, to, even if you don't approve of each other as such, to come to some form of mutual understanding, to help each other out, to be supportive of each other. Narcissistic people aren't interested in this form of communication. They're interested in whatever makes them look good and getting everything their own way. However, due to the illusion they sell us and due to wanting to get along with people, wanting to help and support other people, we can often fall into the trap of trying to explain ourselves to a narcissist a little too often, to the point where they use our explanations against us to hurt us, to punish us, to confuse us, to frustrate us, to get that reaction out of us. Because once they've got a reaction out of us, they can feel better about all their misdeeds, because look how you've behaved towards them. And when you are acting out of character towards somebody in a manner that you don't like, it's a big red flag. You should not be around that person. We can often rationalise and justify why people don't want to communicate with us. We can come up with all sorts of excuses, which often keeps us locked in that battle of wills. We're willing for it to work. We're willing to understand them. We're willing to get along with them. And they are willing to keep everything hidden from us. So we can often think, well, they've just had a bad day. I'll ask them on a different day. Well, perhaps I sounded a bit too harsh. I'll ask them in a different way. There's no good time to approach a narcissist about something they don't want to talk about. There is no good time to approach unapproachable people. However, they will go all out to make out that you're the one causing the issues, you're the one causing the problems, so that you change your approach time and time again. Narcissistic people have an incredible knack of making you believe that everything that's going wrong is your fault, to condition you into conforming to their demands. And when you do conform to their demands, they might then potentially treat you well. So when they treat you badly, they can bring up, what about that time I did this for you? When it comes to no longer communicating, we can feel mean, we can feel bad, we can feel remorseful, we can feel guilty, we can feel ashamed, we can feel so many things when it comes to no longer communicating with those who you can't have genuine, open, honest communication with. You cannot have sincere communication with insincere people. So we can feel bad. And then you can also have people telling you how you're the one that's in the wrong, how you're the narcissistic one for not being willing to communicate with them, how you need to grow up, how you should become an adult and be willing to talk to somebody who continually talks down to you, because they don't show, the narcissist doesn't show who they are as such to everybody at once. And as you are well aware, they are very good at selling you an illusion of who they can be, so you don't necessarily believe what other people are telling you about who they are at that time. So when you've got people coming at you saying, well, perhaps you should just learn to communicate better, you can learn as much as you want how to communicate. However, it's not going to work with a narcissistic person who is committed to misunderstanding you. Narcissistic people lack empathy. Therefore, they're oblivious to your feelings. They don't care about your feelings. They care about getting their own way. They're oblivious as to whether you are right or not. They just believe that they are the ones who are always right. They are arrogant. They believe themselves to be superior. Therefore, if you try and communicate with them about anything where they are going to feel inferior, they're going to go all out to put you down, to blame you, to shame you, to get you to feel bad. They're going to refuse to admit any wrongdoing, admit any fault. Instead, they're just going to shift the blame straight over to you. They're always going to find something to complain about, and no matter how many solutions you find for their problems, they're going to find a problem within your solution, unless that solution matches how they wanted things to go. They require that special attention, therefore they have no problems in lying, because they believe they're always right. They are a know-it-all. So you can't communicate with somebody who already knows everything. They're not interested in what you have to say. They're interested in what they can gain from the communication, what they can use against you to hurt you, to punish you, to pull you down, to put you in your place, to outdo you, because they're very envious people. So they will use conversations with you to humiliate you, to mock you, to gaslight you, to confuse you, so that they can feel superior about who they are. They're very self-entitled, and they lack the self-awareness of how their behaviour affects those around them. And if you try to explain to them how their behaviour is affecting those around them, they lack the empathy to care for how you feel. They just accuse you of causing the problems. They accuse your feelings of being in the wrong. They accuse you of overreacting, of being jealous, of being insecure, of imagining things, of overthinking things, of having trust issues, to gaslight you, to confuse you. You can't communicate with those who are intent on confusing you. They're exploitative. So they lie, deny, they gaslight, and they shift the blame. They're grandiose, they're self-absorbed. So no matter how much you try and explain something to them, you might as well be explaining to a brick wall, because they are not interested. It's not going in. It's not going to compute within their mind. They don't want to comprehend. They do not want to compromise. They do not want to understand. They just want to use what they can, the information they can from you against you, to manipulate you so that they can get everything their own way. They're looking to emotionally manipulate you so that they can get their needs met by you. The more you communicate with them, the more they learn exactly what to use against you to get their own way. They require excessive attention. So no matter what they've done, the more you communicate with them, the more they feel like they are important, and the more they will keep the mind games going to frustrate you. Especially again, if they can get that reaction from you, so they can blame everything on you, so they can feel better about their misdeeds because they managed to provoke you to react in a manner that's unlike you and more like them. So they can think in their own mind that you're the one with the problem, not them. It's not that they won't communicate with you, it's that you raged out at them, that you screamed at them, that you threw something, because you've got that much anger and resentment and frustration built up within you due to how they're treating you. Yes, we do have to take responsibility for our behaviour. However, part of taking responsibility is recognising what leads us to behave in that manner that we do not like about ourselves, so that we can remove ourselves from what provokes us into reacting in that manner we don't like, so that we no longer react in that way, so that we no longer act in that way. And they're preoccupied with themselves, therefore they will lie, they will deny, they will exploit, and they don't see a problem within their behaviour. Instead, they provoke everybody else's to get reactions so that they can point out the problems within everybody else's behaviour. When it comes to communicating with narcissistic people, it doesn't work. They're not interested. They don't care. They're just interested in getting their own way and getting their needs met. Any thoughts anyone has on this video, please do add those into the comments. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.